Welcome back in, guys. It's Paladev, and we've got another trophy review coming your way. This one is definitely overdue. This will be a breakdown of the game itself, of the trophy list, and of course, since it came out on multiple platforms, the trophy list will match the achievement list. Let's dive into Final Fantasy X. As always, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and tag that bell. Let's get to it. Alright guys, for anyone who knows me, this is no surprise. This is absolutely one of my favorite, if not the definitive Final Fantasy experience for me. I love Final Fantasy X. I love the story being told. I love Yuna's pilgrimage. Yes, 10-2 is bundled into some of this, but I do want to talk a little bit about, before we do dive into each trophy one by one, I want to talk about the simple fact that if you are playing this on Xbox, the achievements are the same for Final Fantasy X, but if you're looking for the 1000G, you will need to do both Final Fantasy X and 10-2. Whereas over on PlayStation, there is a Platinum trophy for just 10 and a Platinum trophy for 10-2. So keep that in mind if you are hunting and you're not really sure about maybe 10-2 or something like that. Yeah, honestly, on Xbox, the the ride is going to be a whole lot crazier. But anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy X is a glorious narrative. It's one of the most just amazing games, and I've been able to revisit it because I have just started taking on the Xbox achievement journey. So it was like, you know what, let's hop in the old time machine and take a look at the trophy list. So let's break this down. Okay, so of course we've got our Platinum trophy. This is like every other Platinum trophy. You get this for earning every I almost said achievement, but basically every achievement trophy in the game. The first I guess these are all technically missable, and that's the Albed primers. So if you're looking for all of them, you might have a walkthrough up. There are some that you hit a point of no return with, so I would recommend, you know, if you're going for the trophies, have a walkthrough up for that for sure. Next up is winning a Blitzball match, you guys. Blitzball, yeah, if you're going for any of Wakka's reels, which do tie to another trophy in this game, you're going to be playing a whole lot of Blitzball, so no worries. And then we have a little bit of campaign progression. Clearing the Besaid Cloister of Trials. That is story, you have to do it. Another miscellaneous one next up is the talent for acquisition. Using Riku specifically, you need to steal 200 times and actually succeed in it. Honestly, you're gonna get this over time. The amount of times I've stolen things with Riku is intense. More story progression. We've got all party members come together, so that's, you know, getting everybody basically. Your last recruit, ironically, being Riku. Viewing the underwater date scene, that's another story progression one. You can't miss it. To this day, I just experienced it yesterday again on Xbox. Oh man, it's such a heartfelt moment. And then you bounce off of the heartfelt moment and go straight back to Blitzball, because that is what matters, guys. Blitzball is everything. Honestly, Blitzball is the most fun minigame in Final Fantasy so far, in my opinion. Like, let it go on record that winning a Blitz tournament, getting the reels, using the Jack shot, which is this trophy as well, you have to learn it before you can use it, but my god, once you get it for Blitzball, you're untouchable. And yeah, honestly, Blitz is a blast. whew, yeah, you're a coach. You're picking your players and you're dominating the Blitz League. All right, next up, oh no, we got pass all of the Chocobo training. Now this one isn't as grueling as its older brother, but it does get you used to dodging birds and explosive blitz balls that smash you into doom. So it's a little tedious, a little bit annoying, but it's manageable. You can do it. Then we have our next story progression ones. We've got Overcoming the Past and Vanquishing Unaleska. And of course, the Destination of Hatred, Vanquishing Seymour Omnis. That's one of a whole bunch of times you're going to have to roost with Seymour. And it's honestly, that's like the easiest fight of the Seymour battles. But yeah, this isn't one you're going to miss, gang. Sorry about that. Moving on. Sorry, I was looking ahead to Lightning Dancer and I was like, oh my god, I can't even formulate words for how tough this is. So there is a strategy online where you can actually control the lightning bolts by going into basically like a dip in the ground. It does make this a lot easier, but this is still going to require a lot of concentration, guys. So good luck to you. I know it says 6.7% of players have earned this, but man, it's a grueling one, honestly. Like, moving on, we do have Feel the Pain. That's getting Anima. Now, the prerequisite for this is you do need to obtain the Destruction Sphere in every cloister of trials, gang. So make sure that you are completing those trials throughout, doing everything you need to do, especially the Bevel one, because if memory serves me right, you cannot return to that one. Or the Macalania one for that matter. Anyway, moving on, it's all about the money, obtaining Yojimbo. So you go into the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, you get a little bit of lore about our girl Lulu, and then you get arguably the most OP, if you've got the money, Aeons in all of the game. Setting the stage next for Delta Attack. This is obtaining the Magus Sisters, the final of Yuna's Aeons. This requires you head on up to Remium Temple, which you're gonna need your Chocobo license for, ironically. Head on up there. You're gonna have to get into a bunch of Aeon Roosts with Belgamine, and you're gonna finish out strong by getting the Magus Sisters, so definitely do that. Buying every sphere at Luca Theater is just nice and self-explanatory. Head on over to Luca Theater and buy all the spheres. That's I believe it's all the music and all of the movie ones, so you do have to get everything. Okay, I am actually surprised with how high this is. 14.5% of players earned. Keep rocking it, guys. This is labeled as a bronze. This really should be a gold. Win a race with a catcher Chocobo with a total time of 000. This is the ugly older brother of the Final Fantasy X Chocobo license trophy we passed earlier. And this is basically the final stage. You're in a race with this crazy chick, and you need to basically not get hit by any birds, and you need to tag an incredible amount of balloons whilst maintaining a good clear time and dealing with a really hard to control Chocobo. So guys, this is not for the faint of heart. You will be working on this one for a little while, and that's alright, because ultimately, you know, we're in it for the platinum, baby. Moving on to the Power Strike, you're gonna get this one naturally. It's probably gonna pop from an Aeon doing their overdrive, and that's to do 9999 damage or more in a single attack. I'm not surprised a lot of people who played the game have this one, because this just comes from playing the game. You're gonna be mowing through dudes kind of as things go on. So Now, under the table, spending 100,000 gil or more in bribes. This is a Riku ability, or if you're using the unlocked sphere grid for everybody, a lot of people can get bribed pretty early on. And this is just, hey, spend a bunch of money doing it. I actually did this near the end of my run, where I was just rolling in money. I was Scrooge McDucking it, so I went ahead and just started bribing people until the trophy popped. Next up, we have another collectible. We have obtaining all the Jack spheres. So this, in tandem with the Albed primers, you're going to want to keep an eye out for. So in my current Xbox run, I have 2 of the Jack spheres that you come across naturally, one on Gagazet and then one, of course, that Aaron provides you. Now, apart from those 2, though, there are going to be some that require you go back to areas like Besaid. Word of warning about that: if you do go back to Besaid once you have the airship, which is the very, very easy way to go back, versus yeah, I ain't even tried the other way. You will need to battle a Dark Aeon, which go into some of the Mega Endgames. The Dark Aeon is not to be trifled with. You need to be ready for that battle. So maybe save the Jack spheres for after you've done a bit of leveling, getting yourself spruced up. Or maybe, you know, save it for when you can do the Mega Strike, which is our next trophy, dealing 99999 across the board in a single attack. This is honestly most satisfying when you can do it with Yuna off of a regular attack, because she will just smack a dude with her little staff and just and then they will just immediately die. I don't think they expect it, and it's always funny to see. So as you progress through the sphere grid and spruce up your team, oh yeah, you're gonna get this one. So definitely stay patient, stay vigilant, and you will have it. Now, moving on again, now we've got even more craziness. Now, it does surprise me that the 000 has more than this one, but this is not an easy trophy slash achievement to get, and that is for Chocobo Master, of course. Getting 5 treasure chests during your Chocobo race at Remium Temple and winning the race. Oh man, does this require a lot of tries, guys. I'm not even kidding you. Saddle up, it's gonna take a little while. There is a route on YouTube. Someone's got a video up for the route you need to take to get 5 chests, but then it really does come down to the wire. I remember mine, I did it on the Vita, and it was crazy. It took an entire afternoon. Speaking of taking a really long time, let's move on to completing the sphere grid for one character. For those who are not familiar with Final Fantasy X, the sphere grid is, well, it's how you level up. So fully completing it not only requires that you get through all of the open slots, but you also need to fill any empty slots and go through those. So this takes a lot of time to do, and a lot of meticulous cleanup after the fact. There are power leveling techniques, the best of which, of course, Triple Overdrive and Dawn Tonberry. If you don't know what that is, Google it. You will figure it out quick. Oh man, but yeah, completing the grid is the younger brother of a monster one a little further down this list. Well, let's move on to the Blitzball Master, unlocking all of the slot reels. Now, this does come at random. This is all of Waka's overdrives, basically, but you can't really guarantee when they're going to show up. So either you're going to play a little bit of Blitzball, or you are going to play a lot of Blitzball. Either way, you're going to have a blast doing it. I mean, unless you don't like Blitzball, in which you're just gonna have the worst time ever working on it. But yeah, once you get all the slot reels and learn them for Waka, then you're all set. The trophy will pop and you're good to go. Now, learning is the Lancet ability for Kimari. So This is, of course, there are certain enemies in the game that if you use Lancet on them, you will learn their abilities to use as an overdrive. A lot of these you can get from just doing the monster capture missions. To my knowledge, none of these are missable, but definitely keep an eye out, pull up a list to make sure that you're hitting the right ones when you need to hit them. Now, we touched base on this a bit ago, the next trophy being Summon Master. We went over the Magus Sisters, Anima, Yojimbo, and of course the regular Aeons you get throughout the game. Yeah, that will automatically pop Summon Master once you have the Magus Sisters, as long as you have everyone else. So make sure you're spending the money to get Yojimbo, make sure that you're doing all those trials to get Anima, and you'll be all set. Next up, we have the Weapon Master. Now, there is a little bit to this here. This is to obtain all Celestial Weapons. This is not to fully upgrade all Celestial Weapons. So if you are just fed up with that butterfly minigame for Kimahri's Celestial Weapon upgrade, you do not have to do it. You just need his weapon. So definitely pull up a walkthrough. A lot of these you're going to get in passing, like getting the Summon Master and like fighting Belgamine for all of the Aeons is going to get you Yuna's Celestial Weapon, for example. So a lot of these, while you're focused on the trophy list, you're going to be chipping away at other trophies, which is pretty nice. We mentioned the Albed primers earlier. Make sure you got a walkthrough so you don't miss any of these. But gold trophy is the Master Linguist, getting all 26 Albed primers. It has been really satisfying on my achievement playthrough for Final Fantasy X. Just chipping away at the Albed language and being able to see what they're saying as the game progresses. It's really cool. Oh, I mentioned an ugly older brother to leveling. Complete the sphere grids for all main characters. This will most likely be the last trophy that you get, because my god, it takes a long time. Even with the farming method, this is a lengthy one, so you're gonna want to saddle up. Oh, yeah. No joke on Perfect Sphere Master. Just persevere, farm that Don Tomberry until he's into the ground, and do what you gotta do to finish things up. Now, if that's not the last one that you get, well, Perseverance will probably be, because after you defeat every Dark Aeon, the toughest boss in all of Final Fantasy X shows his face. That is Penance, with a max level party not doing attack reels every turn. You are looking at an hour-long boss fight, roughly, with a boss that can just decimate you at any turn. So prepare for a wild ride. Or I mentioned Yojimbo was OP. You can actually get him to Zanmato, the hardest boss in the game, in one shot. So it depends on how you want to approach this trophy, whether you want to Zanmato him and call it a day, or if you want to go for the grind. Whew. If you do go for the legitimate fight, even with or without attack reels, saddle up. You are in for quite the challenge, guys. Next up, we have overcoming the Nemesis. As you hit the Calm Lands, you are going to see a monster arena that requires you to go back to every zone, capture every monster in every zone, and do battle with their specials. After you have vanquished all of the specials, Nemesis will show its face as the boss of this little mini quest. Honestly, for it being a gold achievement, Nemesis is actually pretty easy. Dropping auto haste on Tidus and just quick hitting your butt off is guaranteed to get you the win in this one. Next up, we do have the Eternal Calm. Defeating Yu Yevon. This is beating the game. Defeating the final boss of the game. So if you are just in it for the story, well, this will potentially be the last trophy that you get from vanquishing Yu Yevon. So saddle up. It's a wild journey, but honestly, that fight is very simple. Once you get there, you will laugh at how easy of a fight that is. And then the last trophy slash achievement in this list is the Journey's Catalyst, and that is to view the Eternal Calm bridging story. So after you have beaten Final Fantasy X, take a look at the Journey's Catalyst video where you know, it's the Eternal Calm. It's there, you know, your journey is complete. Follow Yuna, follow Waka, follow Spira as they kind of get used to how things work. It does a great job of bridging the story leading up to Final Fantasy X-2, which I had never seen Eternal Calm before I played FF10-2, so it was a nice welcome addition to this collection. Now, as I said, as usual, gang, completing all of those is gonna get you the platinum. So make sure you're doing what you need to do, guys, because whew, that platinum, oh, this is kind of a rough one. Like, I will say though, it is very satisfying. Well, that wraps up another trophy breakdown, achievement breakdown. Like I said, if you are going for this on Xbox, keep that in mind, that if you want the full 1000, it's going to be Final Fantasy X and X-2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the trophy breakdown and some of the footage throughout. Final Fantasy X is an amazing experience, gang. I recommend, even if you're in it for the story, that you at least play through the game once. As always, guys, if you need to stay up to date with all things on my channel, you know what to do.